Oh, okay. We're live now. Hi. How's it going? I'm Greg Tito. Welcome to D&D News. What's happening? That made it sound like a moo, like it was a cow, not a cat. Cats sound completely different. The cat says moo. How is it going, Mr. Fallen Angel and Tapatio? Oh, that's like my favorite hot sauce. Thank you, Eli Darkheart. One of my favorites. Also Cholula, very, very good in the hot sauce area. I am Greg Tito. In case you didn't know, I am here to talk to you about all of the D&D news that's been coming down to the pipe the last few days. There's a lot. It's hot and heavy. Things will be coming at you as we get ready for Dice Camera action starting in about 27 minutes here, 4 p.m. Pacific time on our channel. I'm excited about that. It is... as I scroll through my new system here, it is episode 85, 2 and 2 together. Very interesting stuff is going to be happening on this episode. Strix returns from her trip to the C team. She's healed. She's got a magic watch that happened on last time, and then Miranda took the Ring of Winter off Paulton's hand. And oh God, I can't believe all of this happened. Shatterkai made a desperate bargain, which Chris Perkins alluded to in our last Lore You Should Know segment that we recorded, which I don't believe is out yet on the D&D podcast, Dragon Talk, which I host with Shelly Mazanoble. Yeah, crazy stuff happening, and Miranda is no longer with us, or at least with the show. Thank you so much, Rachel Seeley, for all of the fun times. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I think she did like 7 or 8 episodes all in a row, which is pretty astounding. That's a large guest feat to kind of shoulder for all that long. But we're also just glad that Paulton isn't as evil as we thought he is. I think he's still got a little bit of evil in him, but he at least seems to be a little bit redeemed, which is good. So this episode, 2 and 2 together, episode 5, 85 is going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait for that. But on to the news itself. Our illustrious Pelham Green created some really fun chat commands that you can do here in the chat right now. You ready? You ready for them? The first one is !time to see what time it is in the Pacific time zone, which is super important. Can you put your headphones back on because I'm getting like a echoey type thing? Distracting. Then you can use the !uptime to see how long the current stream has been up. So you can say like, oh, how long has it been? How long is it lasting? That kind of stuff. All right, so you guys are doing it in there already. Oh, it doesn't go into the... Oh, there you go. There's Moobot. Moobot finally got uptime. So !time didn't work. All right, that's good to know. Maybe it'll work later. But these are fun things you can try, which is !D100. D20, D12, and so on, to do a dice roll. Try that out, see what that does. That's pretty cool. But then you can also do !DCA, and that will give you a countdown to the next Dice Camera action episode and when it will be happening, which I know everybody is always wondering for. And I wonder if that will be in a dungeon, a direct message to you as well. We might be doing a little bit too many here at the time. Like the Moobot did one. I know he did one D100 when Taffy Wizards did that, but it doesn't look like it works when you spam it. So we shall see how this all happens. Oh no, Moobot finally did another one, a 71. So it looks like it can't keep up with all these things. So, but fun stuff that you can throw into whenever you want, and perhaps even do some RPing on the chat, which is super cool. The final thing is polls. You will use the vote 1 option. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. We're running a poll right now, so it won't really work, but you'll eventually be able to do !vote and then give out your option, and then we can use Moobot to count all that up. So fun stuff. We're always trying to add more and exciting things into what Moobot can do for you guys. So those are kind of cool. We'll be adding that to the description underneath the Twitch page itself, so you can do more fun stuff. Thank you guys, as always, for being in the chat and having fun. We really appreciate it, and you get to have all this amazing fun stuff coming at you, which I like. Speaking of fun stuff coming at you, Loot Crate is coming at you. We got two fun things to talk about on the Loot Crate tip, including one of them is in the playback crate, the themed playback crate. We told you about this last week, but it's still available up until March 19th. You can get this Red Dragon Keeper. Comes in a box just like this. It's a die keeper, and what that means is it's a miniature, but it's not really to scale for miniature combat purposes, but it's made to hold a little D20 just like that. It's a smaller D20, so if you try to use a standard size, it won't fit in there, but the one that it comes with should be fine, and you might be able to put like a D4 or a D6 in there if you want to put it in dice jail, being guarded by a red dragon. Pretty cool stuff. It's one of the many items that are available to you in this Loot Crate box. You can head to lootcrate.com/DND to order that box. And if you need to do that by Monday, March 19th, I believe at 9 p.m. Pacific time, in order to get that. So it's pretty cool. And if you use the code DRAGON, DRAGON, you'll get 10% off your first box, I think, which is pretty cool. So that item is out there, and I have another one I want to show you guys. This one is for something called Loot for Her, which is a part of the Lootwear subscription line at Loot Crate, and it's a monthly subscription where you get one apparel or accessory item, and it's pretty cool because this March also one, so you need to order this by March 19th, is designed by an artist named Wang. So go ahead and throw that up there if you haven't already, the t-shirt that is in there. Spoiler alert, this is what you're going to get if you do a Loot for Her subscription. It's a pretty cool Red Dragon kind of thing too. There is an awesome article, an interview with Wang and how she developed this as well as what she does for a living. So go check it out. Oboe Crazy threw it down in the chat there. It's pretty fun. Cool. Another fun thing that you can get, which we thought were out. We thought we were out of these. I don't have the physical item here to show you, but I do have a picture what I'm going to show you. Why don't we just go ahead and throw them up there? Yes, that's right. The HasCon exclusive My Little Pony D&D crossover item is still available at the HasCon site, or at the Hasbro site. We found another box of them. They are for sale for $20 right now. So I encourage you, if you are a fan of both Dungeons & Dragons and My Little Pony, or you have someone in your life who is, go ahead and grab this for them. They're only 20 bucks. You get a set of pink sparkly dice with some awesome branding on the outside of both Dungeons & Dragons and My Little Pony. I believe it says "Friendship is Magic" on the cover itself. Just or no, does it say that? What does it say on the actual thing? It says, yeah, "Friendship and Magic." That's what I thought. And it's the ampersand is the D&D ampersand on there too. It's really fun stuff. Again, we just found a whole bunch of them, so they are available. They won't be available forever, so go ahead and grab them if you can. I know a lot of people over here said that they love those dice when I was at HasCon back in September. Gosh, was that just September of 2017? I think it was. It feels like a long, long time ago. But they are gearing up for some other fun stuff happening in the Rhode Island area, perhaps coming up soon. Nothing new there, but there might be some fun stuff coming down the pipe. Okay. So one thing I wanted to mention to you guys, we have talked to Lisa Chen a few times on the Dragon Talk podcast. She is an awesome D&D creator, podcaster, and admin for the D&D Adventurers League in the community side of things. She's starting up a new podcast called Behold Her Podcast, which highlights women in the RPG community and more specifically the D&D community. No episodes posted yet, but she did put episode 0 up on beholdherpodcast.com. It's hosted by our friends James Intricasso's Don't Split the Podcast network. Actually, is that what it's called? But Don't Split the... Yes, I'm going to get it wrong. I totally get it wrong. I think it's Don't Split the Podcast is the name of their network. Yes, that's right. So go check that out if you can. There's going to be tons of interviews with really fun people coming soon, including, I think actually the first episode did get posted now that I'm thinking about it. It is with Danny Hartel from Craft Hags, which is pretty awesome. You should go watch her show, definitely on Mondays at 12 noon when she starts making some amazing Dungeons & Dragons cosplay material for your very eyes, which is awesome. Very cool. Another fun person we wanted to highlight is our friend Neil Erickson Koibu, who has been doing streams here on the Dungeons & Dragons channel He does he's done lots of things with misclicks as well as I'm losing in my mind. Heroes Graveyard. Yes, that's right. Him and everybody on Heroes Graveyard are awesome. They've been doing RPG content on Twitch for a long, long time, and he's participating in a show slash competition called Stream On, in which streamers who are about to break through, maybe would just need a little bit more promotion in order to grab a big audience, are competing, you know, in a friendly competition to try to win the grand prize, which is I believe it's $60,000 a year, so it's $5,000 every month. Basically, get them a full salary in order to do streaming full time, in addition to all the other stuff they're doing. So it's a great boon to someone who is a friend of the D&D community. He was at the Stream of Annihilation. He's done lots of content here on the D&D channel. Go wish him well. I'm not sure exactly how fans can participate in Stream On. I think you can like vote in chat and things like that. But go figure it out, and at the very least, go support Koibu as much as you can. He's an awesome guy and tells a lot of fun stories using Dungeons & Dragons, so we love it. Speaking of fun stories telling Dungeons & Dragons, I have to give a shout out to the team here at D&D for winning a couple of awards. That's right. Board Game Geek, which is a pretty big tabletop site out there, has their annual Golden Geek Awards given out over their website. We were nominated for several things, including Best Artwork and Presentation for Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Best Supplement for Xanathar's Guide to Everything, as well as Tales from the Yawning Port. It was also nominated for a Best Supplement. Dragon Talk, which I host with Shelley, was also nominated for Best Podcast. 3 out of the 4 of those things I just mentioned won their awards, or at least was mentioned in the runner-ups. That it was Xanathar's Guide and Tales for the Yawning Portal. Sadly, Dragon Talk did not make either the first runner-up or second runner-up, but as Shelley and I talked about on the podcast yesterday, I think it was stacked against us, to be sure. There was a lot of amazing podcasts out there, and a lot of them are the story-focused or live play type sessions. Those are actually going to do the best, and I believe Adventure Zone, which is created by our friends, the McElroy brothers, more specifically Griffin McElroy. So congratulations to them on the win. It was good stuff, and congratulations to the team who put together Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tales from the Yawning Portal, 2 of my favorite supplements that D&D has created in the last few years. So kudos to them. Good stuff. Neverwinter has got their module out on PC right about now. It is called Lost City of Omu. It kind of concludes their arc for Graphic McElroy. I know, right? I don't know. Sometimes I just say things that are silly. Yes, so you can play Lost City of Omu. It's on PC right now. Neverwinter is a fun action MMO set in the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms universe, mostly around the city of Neverwinter, but it does go to different areas, and Lost City of Omu is one of those. It concludes the Tome of Annihilation storyline that began all the way back in July of 2017, which I think is crazy. I think they were the first ones to really get out content that had to do with that storyline that time of year. And now here we are, about 6 months later, kind of concluding that storyline. So it's got some great continuation and things going on there too. So go check it out. PlayNeverwinter.com is where it is. It's completely free. You can jump right in, enjoy it, create a character, and get some D&D lore coming at you in the MMO side of things. We also have a new supplement coming down. It is called Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon or D&D Beyond. It will be the wide release standard cover, which is coming out May 29th. But there is an alternate cover that you can only get in your local game stores coming out May 18th. The cover artist there is Vance Kelly, that's with a V, not Fance, like Fancy Pants, although he is quite a fancy pants, or at least the art that he created is quite fancy pants. So go check that out. Make sure you pick it up in your local game store on May 18th before you can get it in anywhere else. What is in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, you might say? Well, it's kind of like similar to Volo's Guide to Monsters, and that is tons of lore about the conflict, great conflicts of the multiverse, including the Githyanki and the Githzerai. They've been fighting for a long time. Drow versus the rest of the elf or elven kind. There's also lots of stuff in there about the blood war between devils and demons. So very exciting, interesting stuff. A lot of the monsters that are in there are in 4th edition for the first time, as well as some from supplements in the years past. They focus those monsters on the later levels for the most part, so definitely some earlier challenges for early levels. But if you have a party that has lots of high-level characters, Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes will provide a lot more challenges for you in that arena. Speaking of arenas, we are going to be showcasing some of those very high challenge-rated monsters on a little promotion we like to call Mordenkainen's Mayhem. The rest of the country is now talking about brackets and tournaments and who will reign supreme in a field of 64 or 68 or however many people are now in that tournament. We're going to have our own little fun tournament pitting members of the D&D team who have a monster from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and having them throw down at each other. Chris Lindsay will be the dungeon master for that. We'll be streaming it live every Monday for the next 7 weeks, I think. I think we're starting next Monday at around 4 p.m. Pacific time here on the D&D Twitch channel. Stay tuned to DungeonsandDragons.com for an article that we'll be publishing very soon all about that promotion. It should be tons of fun. And not even a promotion, it's more just like a show, a way to showcase these new monsters, as well as you get to see some members of the D&D team duke it out. And Chris Lindsay is a great dungeon master, so you shall see him laugh very loudly and take it on. Good stuff. The highest CR monster in the book. I'm not sure I'm going to tell you that, but I do know, and it is quite amazing. Oh, wow. Oh, thanks, Kimusabi1337. Yeah, I remember playing Out of the Abyss. It was one of my favorite moments here on the D&D team. I don't know if you guys know this, but I tweeted out on Friday, on March 9th, it was my 3rd year anniversary for starting to work for the Dungeons & Dragons team. Can't believe 3 years has gone by. I did Out of the Abyss actually about 1 year in, from about November to around this time. So pretty cool that you remembered it, and thanks for watching. I think it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get behind the screen in front of a camera again. We were thinking about doing something maybe in the next couple of months, but I'm going to be super crazy busy, so I don't think that's going to work. But maybe this summer or in the fall, I will get behind the screen again and roll some dice for you guys. So just wanted to let you know, I'm excited about that. Warriors of Waterdeep. Have you guys heard about this? It is coming from Ludia. It is a mobile game you'll be able to play with a party, doing some lane combat. It's kind of like a free-to-play, turn-based tactical RPG that you can play on iOS or Android. It's coming later this spring. You'll get to hang out. You get to hang out with Laeral Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. She'll give you some tasks to do in the game, and you have to complete them. She's basically a fun quest giver. There'll be 12 classes, 9 races. Each character will have 6 weapons, 12 pieces of armor, 4 class items, 1 dress item. So it's a way to kind of interact with Dungeons & Dragons storytelling on a light touch kind of thing you can do on your phone, which should be super cool. Go check out the trailer if you can, or you can pre-register at warriorsofwaterdeep.com, and you'll get a gift pack called the Laeral gift pack on launch day. And again, that launch day will be coming probably in quarter 2, maybe the May, June, July kind of time frame. It's a digital game, so they want to make sure they iron out all the bugs before they release it for reals, but it is coming soon. Okay, so 2 more things before I want to try to get out of here. Man, I'm going a little bit slow. I'm usually talking super fast to you guys, so I apologize. I'm not talking to you too much here in the chats itself. I am getting super excited for episode 85 of Dax Camera Action, though. It's going to be coming up pretty soon. Okay, so at Emerald City Comic Con, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, I got to sit down with the awesome, where was I? Sorry about that. Oh, with the awesome Kelly Knox. And we talked about kind of, what's been going on in Dungeons & Dragons world for a while. I wouldn't say I gave any crazy secrets away or anything, but it's definitely worth a read. And Kelly does a great job of interviewing and figuring, grilling me over the hot coals of whatever is happening there. So I wasn't able to tell too much, but definitely wanted to give a shout out to her for the interview. So thank you for that. Go check out geekandsundry.com for it. for her inside check there on what I am doing. Also, one fun little press thing I wanted to highlight for you guys is comicbook.com, which I believe was Christian Hoffer, who wrote this article, pointed out that Tim Gonzalez put together 151 original Pokemon turned into Dungeons & Dragons monsters. Now, Wizards of the Coast used to have the Pokemon license. We no longer do. Dungeons & Dragons is the, not necessarily kosher to adding these all together, but I just like them and I think it's awesome. So go check it out if you're interested in incorporating them with your game. In fact, I've heard a lot of people who got their kind of into the fantasy world by playing Pokemon. So I think it's totally apt for you to bring Pokemon monsters into your Dungeons and Dragons game. Maybe you can catch them all. I don't know. Might be a thing. Dungeons and Dragons Beyond is really excited about the mobile app that you can test right now on iOS and Android. If you're not familiar with D&D Beyond, it is a character builder as well as a compendium of all of the printed knowledge that's been out in 5th edition so far. You can test that part of the thing, the part B, on the mobile app right now. D&D Beyond before has been a web app where you needed to have access to Wi-Fi or 3G in order to download stuff. But the mobile app, you'll be able to download all the things that you need in the content, and you won't need the access to the internet to make that to access that stuff and do searches. So definitely has some applications there. But like I said, they're now testing the compendium part of it in the app itself. Eventually the character builder will also be part in the app. You can go check it out on iOS and Android, download it for free right now. All the content that you've purchased with your D&D Beyond account will be accessible in that app. Even stuff that you have not purchased, like the free rules, will also be available there in the compendium for you to at least test out. And then please go to the D&D Beyond forums and offer any feedback or comments you have to improve that interface. I love that D&D Beyond is taking the same tack that we did with D&D 5th edition, which was to get the feedback from all of our fans as much as possible. Cool. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms has an awesome champion available right now. It's called Zorbu, the Gnome Ranger. It's in the Fleet's Wake event, which is now live until March 19th. Go check that out if you haven't already. Idle Champions is a fun game where you can interact with Dungeons & Dragons lore in a way, sending your people out, and by people I mean named characters such as folks from Force Grey or from the works of R.A. Salvatore, things like that. Minsk and Boo, you can get them as a character as well. You send them out on adventures and they go and do fun stuff. So Dice Camera Action is coming up in just about 5 minutes. I wanted to quickly highlight a few fun things that are happening here on the D&D channel. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we're hosting the Acquisitions Incorporated C Team. Cathris, played by Chris Straub, a return to his hometown of, I'm not going to be able to try to pronounce that, and they learned his true name. Donar, Walnut, and Rosie, they all drank transformation potions, and they now made themselves look like different variations of Cathris, all as disguises against the close inspection by the Drow patrols. And then as they inspected those ruins of his disgraced former house, a swarm of mindless driders attacked, and one of them grabbed the vestments of a priest, still garbed in the vestments of a priestess of Lolth. So driders, I don't know if you guys know what driders are. They're essentially centaurs if they were male dark elves with the body of a spider, giant spider, I might say. Quite intense, not a pleasant experience for the male drow who experienced that, and I just love that Jerry Holkins, the Dungeon Master for C Team, was able to work that in because it's one of my favorite horrible monsters ever. Never got to use driders in my Out of the Abyss campaign. I should have. So Trapped in the Birdcage is other thing I want to highlight, as well as Waffle Talk. So Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, Waffle Talk is the after show to talk about what's happening in Dice Camera Action. So Power Score RPG and a couple of other friends will discuss what happened in, I guess, today's episode 85, at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. And then 5 to 7 p.m. is Trapped in the Birdcage, in which Dungeon Master Holly Conrad, also known as Strix, plays with a bunch of awesome folks and they're on episode 3 right now. Najima, the elf wizard, recently got a Staff of Adornment from Stanothar's Guide because it was Hadil's birthday. Oh, that's so awesome. I didn't realize that. And then the crew was joined by an Ooze Mephit last episode, which was played by Ross O'Donovan, who you might recognize as Woomba, and I guess I think he played one other guest character here on Dice Camera Action. The Lady of Pain actually did show up in the last episode, as well as huge centipedes with exposed craniums appeared and attacking the party. They were super gross, which most centipedes are pretty gross, I might say. So we have D&D Beyond is hosting. We're hosting them at 11 a.m. on Friday. They're going to do their monthly developer update with Adam Bradford. He will most likely talk more about the D&D mobile thing, as well. Encounter Roleplay Learn by Play on Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. They're on episode 4 of this new storyline, and the party is trying to hold off an attack on the Mage College as long as they can so they can escape with the kids. So I hope that works out all right. Again, Koibu is doing Stream On. He is the Dungeon Master with a rotating cast of players on Heroes Graveyard at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Go check that out. They are also on episode 3. The group was sent out to scout out an enemy camp, destroying the supplies and identify and kill the leader. But unfortunately, there was an ambush of goblins and lizardmen who destroyed them all, and they have a strange F branded into the backs of their necks, which makes me a little bit crazy. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We had a little bit of a snafu with Girls Guts Glory. They did not start last Sunday. We're working on figuring out a replacement time for them. Their studio plans basically fell through, so we have to figure out an alternate studio in which to shoot that streaming going on, which we're in the business of processing right now, but more information on that coming out soon. So I'm getting very excited for Dice Camera Action to start. Again, it's episode 85. I'm going to cut out here. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed on the Twitch channel. You are all really, really, really good people. Thank you. I'm Greg Tito. You can follow me at Greg Tito on Twitter or on Instagram at Greg_Tito. We're going to play a really quick 30-second ad, so get that queued up, and then we will throw it to Chris Perkins for the start of Dice Camera Action episode 85.